Right, Stevie, thanks for joining us. Let's start with the game on Saturday against Celtic then. It says a lot that we're coming away disappointed that we're not in the draw for the next round, doesn't it?
Yeah, it certainly does. Mixed emotions, when you wake up on Sunday morning you realise you're so close to possibly taking it to penalty kicks. So that element of disappointment feeding in from how close we actually were to taking Celtic, with the possibility of putting them out of the competition, but very pleased with the commitment levels, the way the boys focused, and proud of the way that they handled the occasion.
That's the thing, when you know from playing yourself and being a coach and a manager that if you go to Parkhead or Ibrox and you don't stick to the game plan, then it's going to be a long afternoon for you. But the players were, as you say, absolutely focused, and concentration levels were very high, which is hard to do for a prolonged period of time, and we sort of ran out of steam the last 5-10 minutes, didn't we?
Yeah, but having looked back on it as well, it's frightening. Some boys were looking at the stats and they've covered 15k. So the energy levels and the commitment that the boys put into that game were phenomenal, and as I say, they've now set their marker for the rest of the season. But you touched upon it, the game plan. We went there knowing that we were giving up wide areas and we were going to have to deal with a lot of crosses, because the worry was going there and they've got clever players in pocket areas, Christie, Mikey Johnson, James Forrest, where they're picking things just in behind the midfield and getting shots at goal. So we limited them to chances from crosses and shots from distance. As I say, we looked a threat on the counter at times. So as I say, really happy, proud of them, but you move on now and we've got a big game coming up at the weekend.
We'll get to that in just a wee second. One final point on the Celtic match. The average age of the team, I don't know what it was, but it would have been fairly young, and they're coming up against seasoned international players, multi-million pound players. It says a lot that the players have come quite far in a short space of time.
No, it isn't. It's a togetherness, there's a belief, that'll make them stronger as well. A massive credit to, even when I flipped the team sheet round, the hard thing on Saturday, and like any other game, is when you're not even putting boys on the bench. And all credit to Tom Lang, Paul Allen, wee Matty Bowman. They weren't even stripped, but after I'd flipped the team line round, let them go away for 5-10 minutes to compose themselves, and they played a massive part in helping the team, as did the coaching staff behind the scenes as well. And it wasn't just the boys that got on the pitch on Saturday, albeit their work ethic and their commitment was different class in how they conducted themselves.
And it really gives you a taste for where we want to be, which is back in the Premiership and playing at these sort of stadiums week in, week out.
No, it does, and we very much went down the development path as a football club, and the best thing is that they've went and had a tasty Celtic Park now. And if I was one of them, I'd be desperate for more on the coaching side. I know that as a staff we're desperate to try and put ourselves up against that sort of level on a weekly basis, but we are where we are at the moment. It's not getting carried away, taking the positives from Saturday, but very much focusing on trying to compete in a healthy championship.
Well, let's move on to that then. Dundee United on Saturday, obviously coming up against your old pal Robbie Neilson, which was your first game in charge up at Tannadice when you took over. Both teams have changed quite a bit since then, and they've had a very decent start to the season.
Yeah, they've come on. They're coming here on the back of 2 victories. A comfortable, or should I say comfortable, I wasn't at the game, but a 4-1 victory against Inverness. We went and watched them against Partick Thistle. They started the game reasonably well against Partick. Partick were in the better side and rightly went in front, but Dundee United finished the game stronger. The one thing I do know with Robbie is his teams are always well organised. They know what they're trying to do. But again, we'll very much focus on where we can try and exploit them. We're going to have to be well organised. It'll be a different type of game from the Celtic game in terms of the way we set up. And the question is how we cause them problems, whether we go with the same personnel. It's not just a given that because we've performed well at Parkhead that we go with the same starting 11, but again that shows that we've got options in the squad.
There is a lot of options in the squad. You even seen that on Saturday when Andy Ryan came on, obviously set up the goal as well. It seems to be there's a lot of healthy competition in the squad at this moment in time. Yep,
and I think everybody had a positive impact on Saturday. Boys aren't going to be happy when they're on the bench, but that's what we need. Gabby went on, had a positive time on the pitch. Andy Ryan goes on, has the composure to set Tom Beadling up for the goal, went about his business properly, looked effective. And as I say, Josh Edwards was thrown in, his first start I think for us, and done great on the day, you know, considering again it's at Celtic Park to make his debut for us, starting debut. So plenty of options, healthy options, and one that'll stand as well for the season.
How are we looking injury wise ahead of the weekend?
Unfortunately, there's been a bit of bad news in terms of Ewan Murray. The knock-on effect now from the seriousness of the knock and the impact that he's had on the ground. We had to get him scanned last week, and we could be looking at possibly 8 weeks without Ewan. There's a couple of discs moved out the sort of neck area, and it's an area that we can't take any chance from any contact. So unfortunately, we'll be without Ewan for a period of time. We won't lose any fitness levels because he can run, he can do his gym work and things like that, but it's just going to be frustrating for him personally that he's going to be out for that period.
We've spoken about this before as well. The home form last season was pretty poor, and I know that's a big focus for you this season. It's 2 difficult home games to start with, obviously Dundee and Dundee United, but we need to make this place a fortress and somewhere that people don't like coming and playing.
You're right. And what we've seen in the Dundee game was a really positive performance, but we still drew the game. And I know that we're not happy with that as a coaching staff, but the players, more importantly, the players weren't happy. And that holds well for the season. As I said, the one thing that we wanted to really focus on when we came into the job was try and get the culture change where there was more of a connection between the fans and the players. And make no doubts about it, the way the supporters were, you know, or how they have been this season, is definitely playing their part on the players being able to go out and be positive on the pitch.
And finally, the weekly question. You're still looking for a couple of players, I know. It's a week or so to go until the transfer window closes. Is there any developments in that?
I wish I could say yes. The only developments is we're hitting dead ends, and it brings its frustration. But you know, as I say, it's trying to get in the right type that's going to help the squad, help the club move forward. And you know, it's not just a case of trying to bring in a player that's, you know, for the sake of bringing in a player. There's competition for places at the moment. Can we add another addition between now and the end of the window? Hopefully that allows us to go on and win more games of football.